needs assistance. Rogue hive detected. Agent down. Serious trauma detected. Agent needs assistance. Rogue explosive seeker mine detected.
You're halfway through the fight. The rogues have run out of reinforcements. You can win this.
Rogue striker drone detected. Rogue defender drone detected. Agent down.
You won. Well done. Nobody's pulling out. The fight goes on. There are no more rogue reinforcements. I'm sending you a specialization supply drop. Supply drop being claimed by friendly.
Rogue striker drone detected.
It's a win. Solid work.
Agent down. Rogue defender drone detected. System curtailed. System back online.
Friendly claiming the supply drop. The specialization supply drop was just picked up by a friendly.
defender drone detected. Agent down. Immediate medical assistance needed. Vital signs critical. Agent down. Boost about to activate. Rogue striker drone detected. An agent needs assistance. Boost now active. The boost is being taken by allies. The boost has been taken by allies. Rogue hive detected. Rogue stinger hive detected. An agent needs assistance. Rogue mender seeker mine detected. Agent down. An agent needs assistance.
A specialization supply drop has been arranged for you.
Rogue stinger hive detected. Boost about to come online. An agent needs assistance. System malfunctioning. System restored. Boost online. The enemy is firing a boost. Agent down. The boost is being taken by the enemy. Boost will soon deactivate.
What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video. Now thank you for sitting there and watching all of the gameplay and the paid promotion. I do appreciate it. It does help support the channel and help support my family. But with further ado, shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. And this is your Pestilence Armor Region build. I have used this in Heroics, I've used this in Legendaries, I've used this in PvP, PvE, it doesn't matter. This build is amazing. But, let's just get into it. So here it is. This is the Pestilence Armor Region build. You have Perfect Intimidate, you have the Contractor Gloves, and a whole lot of armor. Going straight to the stats. You have over 1.7 million armor with over 76,000 armor regen per second. Going back to the build, you can see that I am using the gunner specialization. Reason being is I want the extra bonus armor every time I use an armor kit, and I also want the armor on kill. Yes, I could run, another Bellstone Armory, or I could run armor on kill mods. But for me personally, I just wanted to stick with the armor region and just go as tanky as possible. Because with the Perfect Intimidate, that does help your Pestilence ticks, just so you know. But alright, starting at the top with the gunner specialization, remember you get that bonus armor and you get that armor on kill. Also, I do use the Riot Foam grenade. That does come with the specialization. Now looking at the weapons, of course, it can't be a Pestilence Armor Region build without using the Pestilence. This one is not God rolled. However, I do have it at 77.1k total damage. That's with 14% LMG damage, max damage to targets out of cover, and max damage to armor. Now what makes this weapon so good, this is the best in slot LMG. A lot of people do not like it, but it's hard to ignore. This weapon has been buffed and nerfed over the last year and a half, 2 years, and it's still best in slot. Reason being is this talent right here, Plague of the Outcasts. So hits apply a debuff that deal 100% weapon damage over 10 seconds. And you can get that to stack up to 50 times. Now, whenever an enemy dies with this debuff, all of those stacks are transferred to a nearby enemy within 25 meters. So PvP, PvE, it doesn't matter. As long as you are hitting them with this weapon and get those stacks, it's going to do some damage. I love it. Now for the secondary, I am using the Emmeline's Guard. This is a curveball for a lot of you. Not a lot of people run this weapon, but I figured I'd give it a chance, especially with a armor region build. So when I'm in PvP, what I like to do is get the enemy on a knee, and before I hit them or kill them completely, I'll switch over to this weapon, shoot them a couple times, kill them, and then I can proc the Perfect Preservation. Now, that kind of segues into the talent. So the Emmeline's Guard is a named SMG. It's the named P90 variant, and this one comes with Perfect Preservation. So killing an enemy will repair 12% armor over 5 seconds. So think of this as like a steroid shot of armor region. So if you're already running armor region, having this just kind of puts that icing on the cake. So that's 12% armor that is repaired over 5 seconds. However, if you do headshots, it improves the repair by an additional 12%. So I could get 24% of my armor region back in 5 seconds just from using this weapon. So it's really nice. Not only that, but it's at 900 RPMs. And this one I actually bought from the vendor at the base of ops in Washington, D.C. and this one has magazine size. So I have this SMG up to 55 rounds per magazine. So yeah, not bad, especially with the 900 rounds per minute, and it's already hitting at 75.8K. I mean, it's a good little SMG. And then going to the Sidearm double barrel sawed off. This one just under 1,000,000 total damage, and that's with 15% shotgun damage, 7% damage to armor, and 10% damage to targets out of cover. Now this double barrel sawed off comes with pommel, so if I get 3 consecutive kills, it'll refill the magazine and give me 40% weapon damage. It's not the best talent in the world for this weapon, but I just use the double barrel sawed off for those sticky situations. Now, looking at the build overall, we have 1.7 million armor. And the way to get that is you have to run 1 Gilligard, 2 Golem gear, a pair of contractor gloves, the Emperor's Guard knee pads, and a Bellstone armory. Now, going with the mask. Golem gear mask. The Golem gear brand set bonuses I get from this build, 10% status effects and 1% armor regen. For the attributes, armor 161k, so I'm a little low there. However, I do have max armor regen and max hazard protection. I threw on here ensnare resistance for the mod slot, and reason being is in PvP a lot of people still like to use the foam. They either use the foam grenades, foam launchers, and they like their foam. And the ensnare resistance definitely helps negate that. So just jumping to the stats real quick, going to my hazard, I have 47.7% hazard protection. However, you can see for the ensnare resistance, I'm at 75%. So whenever they do hit me with that foam, I can get out of it fairly quickly. Now going back, that was the Golem gear mask. Going to the backpack, Gilligard backpack. So the Gilligard brand set bonus I get from this build, 5% total armor. Now for the attributes, I have 160k armor again, so I am missing a little bit of armor. And then I also have weapon handling and max armor regen. Again, for the mod slot, I threw on there more ensnare resistance. That's how I got up to that 75% mark. Now this backpack comes with Adrenaline Rush. So whenever I'm within 10 meters of an enemy, I get 20% bonus armor per enemy. Now that only stacks up to 3 times. So for PvE, I can get a max of 60% bonus armor. However, in PvP, you can see it's cut in half. So in PvP, I only get 30% bonus armor. However, if I'm already running 1.7 million armor base, having the Adrenaline Rush just pumps me up over that 2 million armor mark. And that's what you want. You want to be able to face tank with over 2 million armor and get that amplified damage, which goes into my next piece, the chest piece. Now this is the Hunter Killer. It is the named Golem gear chest piece. What makes this chest piece so special is the perfect talent, perfect intimidate. So this, no matter what, PvP or PvE, this will give you 40% amplified damage. Now the amplified damage does help your Pestilence tick. So that debuff that you get from the Pestilence, this amplified damage will increase that. Now I know a lot of people try to run crit with their Pestilence. That does not really help your tick. What helps your tick is your base damage. And to get that up higher is using these talents with amplified damage buffs. So this definitely helps out a lot. So this Hunter Killer chest piece comes with max armor regen, 9.2% hazard protection, and an ensnare resistance mod of 9.3%. Contractor gloves. I was told a lot to use contractor gloves, and they actually were telling me to use it with the Lady Death. And whenever I was using my Lady Death armor regen build, the contractor gloves just weren't really working with it. Yeah, you could get a little bit more damage, but the way I was running it back then didn't really help out. However, using the Pestilence like I am now, this thing is bar none best in slot. I love it. So these contractor gloves are god rolled. You have max weapon damage, max armor regen, and of course that 8% damage to armor. Now with it being Petrov, I do get that 10% LMG damage from the brand set bonus. Going down to the knee pads, Emperor's Guard knee pads. These are the named Murakami, and the Murakami brand set bonus we get from this build, 20% skill duration. We don't really use that. What we're using these knee pads for is the 1% armor regen that you get from that attribute. So what I did is I rolled armor on here at 170k, and it also came with more hazard protection at 8.5%. So a lot of you might be asking, why am I running hazard and armor regen? And that's because you're so tanky that a lot of players, they don't know how to kill you, so they'll try to throw skills at you. A lot of times those skills, more times than not, will have a status effect with it. So if you're running high armor regen and high hazard, you can negate a lot of the things they are throwing at you, and then you can just face tank and kill their whole team. And finally, Bellstone Armory holster. This one is god rolled. You have max armor regen, and max hazard protection. Now for the brand set bonus, I do get that armor regen of 1% from the Bellstone Armory brand set bonus. And that is the build. This is my Pestilence armor regen build. I'm still utilizing the Perfect Intimidate with the Adrenaline Rush just for that extra armor. So now I'm going at people with over 2 million armor, and I have 40% amplified damage. This is the way to go. You also get the armor damage, which I'll show you here in a second. Now, just before I go to the stats, let's look at the skills. So for PvP, I use the Jammer Pulse, because the Jammer Pulse, especially when you're running Gunner, you get the cool mods that go with it. So I get the 15% radius mod, and then I'll also get the 15% effect duration. So remember, whenever you're running Gunner, you could put that either with the Gunner Pulse, or you could do it with the Jammer Pulse. I believe it's called the Banshee for the Gunner specialization. And then finally, the Explosive Seekers. Now, even in PvP, this does a lot for you. This not only tracks your enemies, but once you catch them on bleed, you can also track them again. Now, the Seeker Mine helps out a lot, especially when you're running a tank build, because a lot of people like to throw on shields, and the number one thing that people hate when they whip out their shield is getting hit with Seeker Mines. So if you can do that, you can make your enemy stagger, and when they are staggering with a shield, they can't really shoot you, and you can just go ham. It's a lot of fun. Now, if I were to run this in PvE, I would switch off this Explosive Seeker Mine for a Reviver Hive, just because you're going to be more tanky, so you could be a bullet sponge and pick up your buddies. And that's how I'd run my skills. Now let's finish off with the stat sheet. So for the stat sheet, I'll go ahead and throw the disclaimer out here now. I am a watch level 899. So if my watch level is higher than yours, then a lot of these stats are going to be higher than yours as well because of my watch level. And same goes, if you have a watch level that's way higher than mine, then you will have higher stats in certain areas. So just remember that. Be cautious and cognizant of your watch level, because that does help out your stats more than you know. Now, here we go. This is for the Pestilence. I have a 77.1k weapon damage, and then for PvP weapon damage, I'm at 25.7k. 10% crit chance, 45 crit damage, 77 headshot damage. However, I do have 14% armor damage. Now that definitely helps out, especially with those tankier NPCs, and it really helps out for that PvP. Going down to my offensive tab, 25% all weapon damage bonus with 39% LMG damage bonus. So I'm at 64% damage bonus total when I'm using my Pestilence. You have to add the 2. Now go to the gear talents. I am using the Adrenaline Rush with the Perfect Intimidate. A lot of people might say, yeah, you use that a lot. And it's like, yeah, the amplified damage is too much to ignore. When you're hitting with 40% amplified damage from one talent, it's really hard to pass that up. There are other good build combinations out there, but when it comes to Intimidate, it's pretty much best in slot. Now going to the defensive tab. I have over 1.7 million armor with 171k armor on kill and 76,000 armor regen. And then just under 315,000 health. Now, like I said before, the watch level does help. I do have 10% explosive resistance just from the watch level itself. And then remember, I am at 47.7 hazard protection, but I threw on there a whole bunch of ensnare resistance mods, and I'm at 75% ensnare resistance. So a lot of those people that run the foam during PvP are going to be pleasantly surprised that this tanky MFer with the Pestilence can not only out-tank them, but the foam won't really work on me either. And there you have it. You have the Pestilence Armor Regen build. This is actually one of my favorite builds to run right now. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I hope you guys do too. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of the build. I am Kamikazevondoom, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.